Hello, my name is Greta Harrison. Welcome to Born Fabulous Podcast, Season 3, Episode 8. The theme of this season is young adults with intellectual disabilities living full lives of independence and interdependence. You will hear interviews with parents, support staff, and of course the young adults with intellectual disabilities. Please note these interviews were done 1 to 2 years ago. Achieving independence is a complex journey for many individuals and families. There were many stops and starts with various entities when putting together Season 3. Regardless, this content is very relevant and we hope you will find it helpful. This is the last of 3 episodes that feature Kayla McKeon and Elyssa Stallcup. Elyssa is Kayla's mentor, good friend, and roommate. Kayla is well known as the first professional lobbyist with Down syndrome, a sought-after keynote speaker, a podcast host, a Special Olympics athlete and champion, and a tireless advocate. She does all of this with her own mixture of grace and spunk. Listen after the episode for exciting updates about Kayla and Elyssa. Now please enjoy this short clip of The Ring. The lyrics are by Melissa Riggio, a young lady who had Down syndrome and was the focus of episodes 1 through 4 in Season 1. The music and voice are by Rachel Fuller. In many areas, like where I live in Virginia and in the entire state, there's a shortage of support staff.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the case where you are too?
Sometimes they have talked in the past. Oh, this big white full one, and they don't. But sometimes, because of COVID, because everything was turned virtual, where we were virtually working. That back then that wasn't a shortage, but sometimes individuals can't find mentors. So sometimes, that took a little while.
And I'm not very educated on, whether or not there's a shortage. I just know that, working with the families that I do, and, my parents are trying to get services for my brothers. It is extremely difficult to get a mentor, and get them all lined up. And then, for them to actually start working with the individual. It is extremely difficult. So from those instances, I would say yes, but I'm not 100% sure that New York has a shortage. So, but it is extremely hard for the families to access these mentors.
I like the terminology mentor.
Yeah.
And just so everybody knows, Kayla's mentors helped her with, for instance, travel to your classes when you were taking classes.
Correct. They will help me go to classes, help me in classes, and just help me in general when I need it.
When she needs it. You can all tell, hopefully, how independent Kayla is, but she's always honest, too, about how she does need support, too. And a lot of people forget, because of everything she's done and what she does and how strong and persistent she is, that she does need support. But Kayla's good about asking for that, which is a very big step. When you need help, you ask for it, right?
Exactly. And sometimes my mom would like to say I'm stubborn. Sometimes I don't know when I need the help, but that's when I need Elyssa or another mentor to step and go, you need help.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you, whether I might not like it, but I need it.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
So do you feel like you've kind of found your calling, Elyssa?
I feel like that's too strong of a word.
Okay.
I do enjoy doing it. It is very rewarding work. I'll say that.
Okay. So it's something that you want to do for a while now. You're not sure if you're going to do it forever, but it's something that you're in for a while, at least.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to lose you.
You're not for a while.
Well, even, it sounds like even if she found another job, she's still going to be your friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She's there as your friend, and that's amazing. I think a big part of your arrangement that people need to hear is you're 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're 50-50 on the leash, you're 50-50 with money, you try to be 50-50 with chores and helping out.
Yes.
And I think that's great. It's a great example. You're both living that motto, a life like yours.
Mhm.
You're really living that, and I love that. All right. So what suggestions? Well, before I get to this, I forgot. There's something you wanted to show us that you guys are working on, right?
Yes. So this should have been done a while ago. You want to hold the K?
Yeah.
Well, no, when we were talking about the pluses, right?
Yeah. So we were, these are supposed to go, this is an E and a K. They're supposed to go in our front hallway. And I also have an ampersand that I'm working on at my parents' house it's supposed to look like a crossword puzzle afterwards, because, we love doing crossword puzzles. So we're trying to get more photos to line the E and the K. And it's been very hard because I don't want to cut off her face or mine. So it's been a long time coming. I've been procrastinating with it. But yeah, I've taken them out again, and we went through photos last week. I just need to get them printed out. So yeah.
I love that. Is there anything else that you've done in your place that kind of is giving it your own unique touch that you can think of? Or I love that idea.
So we have some photos that have been hanging up around here too. We just recently put up a pretty sweet calendar in the hallway. So we have lamps that she has. We put them up. Photos of me. We make it our own.
I love that. So now I want to go to, what suggestions would you have for families and advocates who want to live on their own?
Be persistent, right?
Be persistent. And parents, don't limit your children. If they want to live on their own, I encourage it, because people that are all differently able want to be able to show the parents, look what I can do. I can cook. Oh, I can clean. And there's a feeling of accomplishment, being able to do it and be able to give somebody a tour. Like, this is my apartment. This is my kitchen. This is my bedroom. Just being able to be excited about an accomplishment that you can do. Like, we make dinner together. So just being able to start small. Maybe you start at home. Maybe you start cleaning at home, or cooking, or doing laundry at home. Eventually, you can do it. You can move out.
Yeah, and I think families need to, like Kayla said, listen to their children, and if this is something that they actually want to do. I think this is what my parents do with Christian and Daniel. They, because they want to move out eventually, they have a chore chart for them, and they get paid for, their chores. Other families, you don't have to pay your kids for your chores.
No.
But it's a good habit to get into. Okay, you have these chores for this week. You need to do them, or so, but we also, Christian and Daniel also have cooking nights, so that way when they do move out on their own, they're able to cook and they're able to clean. And so don't tell them that they can't, or just say, okay, if this is something you want to do, then, there are things that we need to improve on before you can do that.
Start small.
So, yeah. And then with the process of looking for apartments, I would say, get your your support involved in it. So, you know, she had her brokers help a lot and her
service coordinator.
And, you know, we were persistent, you know, we called a lot about, you know, possible places or seeing if we can tour the place or, you know, how are we on that wait list? You know, those are things you have to, you know, you have to check in on. And also
it's kind of like getting your ducks in a row. You want to make sure, like, oh, I have an apartment. What's the maintenance of the apartment? You want to ask questions.
Exactly.
If there's a problem, not only can you go to your roommate with those, but you also have a landlord. You can talk to them too. They will help you.
Document, because when we saw the apartment at first, her mom noticed 2 rings on the tile and they couldn't be removed.
My dad is fine.
So, yes. So when we went to go sign the lease, she told them, you know, there are 2 rings, you know, and you know, so that way we're not responsible for that.
And it was prior to us moving in, so we didn't do anything. But we want to make sure that the landlord knows these are here, but no, we didn't do it. So we're not held accountable for the 2 rings or anything else that may appear.
And we also documented on a couple of other things when we moved in, and when we brought in our first month's rent, we had typed up, okay, so here's what's going on with the apartment. We just want you to have this. So we brought that in when we dropped off our first rent check. So
correct.
Don't be afraid to speak up to the landlord. Don't be afraid to document. Don't be afraid to be persistent. So
be an advocate.
Yeah.
Do you have good neighbors? You don't have people who are loud on above you, below you, beside you, anything like that?
No, we know of.
I mean, we hear the shower up above, but that's pretty much it.
That's good.
But that's normal.
Yeah.
That's good. Normal. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love all of the advice and all of the tips that you've given. I love your chore chart. I just really appreciate all the information that you've given today. Are there any final words that you would like to give to our audience?
I didn't think of anything.
Me neither.
But you did mention things outside of the apartment. Like I did go to USA Games in Florida.
Kayla, you are a very strong advocate for Special Olympics. Do you want to talk about that for a minute? Let's go ahead.
Sure. So last year, I believe, one of our local senators was giving a check to Special Olympics Unified. And I won't say the amount, but it was a pretty good check, actually. So I went and I thanked Senator Mannion for this money for unified sports for Special Olympics, meaning Elyssa and I could be partners where I'm playing bocce and so is she. And there's somebody that's definitely able and who is not. That's what unified is with Special Olympics. So I thanked him. And in turn, because there was a press conference, he gave me a compliment just saying, Kayla, you know, all the whereas. In the end, I'm sending you to Orlando, Florida for Special Olympic Summer Games for bocce ball. So when we know we all got picked, one of our coaches, Rebecca, did a Zoom meeting kind of like this, so we can get to know our fellow athletes, our fellow team members. And then he goes, well, instead of just Zoom, I wanted all of you guys to actually meet in person. So in May, we all got a chance to actually meet in Rome, New York, at the Tokyo Color Club where we do play bocce. We're gonna meet our team members. So I met my USA game roommate, as well as a double because when you play singles, doubles, and team. So I was able to meet my double with my friend Lindsay. So we played together against one of my friends at the time, Jonathan Bino, and his double, Ryder Paul. And we played against them. And just to get a feel for the courts so we can meet our team members. And then in June, in June 2nd to I think the 12th, something like that.
June 3rd.
June 3rd to the 12th. We went to Orlando, Florida, in the way of Baltimore as a layover. We went to our USA Games where we competed in bocce. So my friend came in with 2 gold medals and a silver. I came home with a gold medal, a bronze medal, and 5th place. But I think my mom said that, so I'm just going to reiterate my mom. She said, well, Kayla got a gold, a bronze, and a new boyfriend. Which worked out for the both of us because we got to know each other. And we really got to know each other pretty quickly, actually.
So Kayla's talking about her new boyfriend, Jonathan.
Yes.
It's very new, so we won't say a lot more about it because I don't want to jinx you, right?
No, it's been not distant, but it's working out great. We every day we talk, and we talk for a couple of hours at most. But when I'm with a mentor, I gotta kind of wean back. But we do talk every day. We do text. Sometimes we video chat. Sometimes we don't. We prefer just the audio where we're just talking directly to each other, and it's great. We both love it. It's working out for the both of us. We've done it for almost 3 months and then 9 days and counting because we both are. He's coming up from Queens, New York to Syracuse for a party, which is graduation, birthday, and USA Games. Which is going to be great because most of the team is coming anyway. So it's kind of like a reunion for it. So a bunch of them are coming up where we can hang out together, and me and Jonathan will get to hang out. We're looking forward to it.
Well, congratulations. And I do like that saying about you went and you came back with some gold medals and a boyfriend, right?
Yeah. So it worked out for the both of us.
That's
when we had off days in Florida, we were able to go in the pool because it was so hot. Even though we played inside with air conditioners, it was still pretty hot out. So we were able to go swimming. And then some of the off days, we had family night at Animal Kingdom. And then just our bocce team were able to go to Magic Kingdom. So it definitely worked out.
Oh, I'm happy.
A boatload of fun.
I'm very, very happy for you. You're living a full life, right, Kayla?
Yes. And get this, I'm older than him.
Very
He's
cool.
9 years younger than me.
Very, very. What, does he have Down syndrome?
He does not. He has a physical disability. He has a left side weakness. And that's pretty cool too. He told me he was born with crooked legs. But it doesn't stop him from doing what he wants to do. And I encourage that. We always are pushing each other to be persistent and to be the best that we can be. Because when we played bocce, when I wasn't playing, I would watch him and I would video him. And vice versa, when I was playing, he was videoing me. So we could critique each other and like, oh, you can do this better than this, or whatever the case is. They were able to talk about our games later. Critique each other, so to speak.
All right. Well, Elyssa, was there any final words from you?
Just for the people out there that want to live on their own, just make sure you are constantly communicating. Speak up, even if it's hard to speak up. Like, I know it's hard for Kayla and I to speak up when something is bothering us about the other person. So just don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to communicate, because you're not gonna achieve.
It's not a healthy relationship, right?
It's not a healthy relationship, but it's also, you're not gonna achieve what you want if you're not communicating. Okay, so you didn't rinse out your dish, but I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm just going to be mad at you for it for a while.
Yes, thank you.
So just communicate that. And, communicate if something is bugging you about the way that the other roommate is doing things, because, otherwise you're just going to be living the same way.
Yeah, that's very sound advice. And I like what Kayla said. It's not a healthy relationship if you don't.
It really is.
And it's not going to work out. Relationships don't work out if they're not healthy.
Exactly. Right,
so
what she was saying about the ditch, I knew she was what she was referring to.
Yeah, dishes.
Dishes.
Rinsing dishes.
Gotta love peanut butter off stained dishes. I can't say victim, but I knew that was on me.
You guys are
But
great.
it goes both ways. I'm
Yeah.
able to communicate to her. Sometimes when I can't find that voice, we have a system where we go, let's do the 5 senses, which is 5 things you taste, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell.
It's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, what that is?
So it's just a mindfulness technique. We don't really do it much in the apartment, but I'm glad she remembered that. If there's something stressing her out and she's not able to talk about it yet, she's always welcome to do the 5 senses. And so what that is it. So you look around where you are, and there's so you list 5 things you see, and then you list 4 things you hear, and then 3 things that you can feel, and then 2 things you can smell, and then 1 thing you can taste. So, and you can do it in any sort of order that you want. You can switch it up. You can do 5 things you taste, or 4 things you
to any of your senses.
So, but there was one. Okay, so, and I also welcome her to communicate with me if there's something that she feels like I'm doing wrong. So, and I want to remind you, if there's something wrong I'm doing, like if there's not a chore that I'm doing right in the apartment, I want you to let me know.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
that sort of thing. So it's that 50-50 thing again. So it's not all about me. Okay, you need to do this better. She's always welcome to tell me that too. So I would just say, for families that are helping their children move in on their own, communication with the other roommate, make sure you have like open communication, and make sure it's okay for the both of them to talk to each other.
It's not a one-way street, always 2. And of course, yes, honesty as well. Otherwise, if you don't trust your roommate, who can you trust?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that. If you don't trust your roommate, who can you trust? I love that, Kayla.
And here's another little bit of advice too. Focus your mind. Steady yourself. And breathe. That also helps. I find myself doing that more often than not.
Very good advice. Well, I want to thank you very, very much for this interview. I want to say thank you. You guys are amazing, and I love you both. Even though I just met you, Elyssa, I really, really do like you. So I want to thank you and say I want you guys to keep on doing what you're doing, because you're changing the world together bit by bit. And
thank you.
Thank you for listening to the 8th episode of Born Fabulous Podcast 3rd season. Kayla and Elyssa have had some important updates since this interview was done. First, Kayla and Elyssa are now each living on their own. This was a normal evolution for both of them that happened on very good terms. They are still very good friends, and Elyssa is still one of Kayla's mentors. Second, Kayla was involved, along with others, in Mattel's creation of a Barbie with Down syndrome that was launched in April 2023. Her input process happened over a year. Compared with other Barbie dolls, the new one is shorter, has a longer torso, distinctive facial features, and a single line on her palm. These are all traits commonly associated with Down syndrome. Kayla was on Good Morning America to help proudly launch the new Barbie that was a huge success. Third, in 2024, Kayla received prestigious alumni awards from her community college and from the American Association of Community Colleges. And fourth, in May 2024, before this episode airs, Kayla will receive an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters from Onondaga Community College. You heard that correctly, an honorary doctorate degree. Kayla is impressive beyond description, and we cannot wait to see what she does next. In episode 9, you will meet Janice Fialka and Rich Feldman, Micah Fialka-Feldman's parents. Micah is one of the stars of the movie Intelligent Lives, a university teaching assistant, a public speaker, and more. He has an intellectual disability. Please follow and like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd be honored if you would leave a review wherever you heard this podcast. Now, please enjoy this clip of The Ring. The lyrics are by Melissa Riggio, who was the focus of Season 1, Episodes 1 through 4. The music and voice are by Rachel Fuller.